There, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is protect your energy. I used to not like this statement, and there are periods in my life when I don't like it because several reasons. One, it's illogical to me. We are all made out of energy. Everything you've ever witnessed is atoms. I'm made of atoms, you're made of atoms. Everything you see in whatever room you're in is atoms. Atoms are made of emptiness. 99.999 plus percent emptiness if we but round up. You are in a sea of emptiness from your space of emptiness, staring at emptiness. And so it's one unified field. And so what are you protecting? It's like it operates under a fundamental pre-assumption of the necessity of separation and the availability of separation. So I don't like it because it seems illogical to me on a more scientific level. How are you going to separate your atoms from other atoms? I think you're always going to be touching all the atoms. It's emptiness touching emptiness. Another reason I don't like it is because it does operate from this fundamental assumption that you can be threatened, that you can be harmed. So I don't like it because when we say protect your energy, we're saying that something needs to be protected because you're not safe. And the reality is you're going to die. You're going to rot off the bone or turn to ash. There's no avoiding death. And that's very scary to some people because they YOLO, they believe you live one time, or they say they believe in a solar spirit, but they don't really believe in it. And it feels quite scary to think that you're going to drop the flesh sack. Fair enough, For me personally, I believe you have many, many iterations of incarnation because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. If we're going to evolve, we would need to continue to have opportunity to evolve. And if we keep taking up different flesh sacks, that would give us a lot of opportunity to evolve. And if we're eternal, it'd be a great way to keep us entertained as eternal beings. So there's just logic to that for me. I'm not here to sell my philosophy. The role of Heather Feather is taken off and say, and that's my perspective on it. And I'm talking about my perspective. And my perspective, why would you need to protect? Because it's the pressure that makes the diamond. The lotus blossom blooms in mud. We didn't come to sing Kumbaya, my lord, and just only have giggle, tick up, ketchup fights. Sounds great. Love it. Heather is an optimist Sagittarius. Love that story. You know what I mean? I am born year of the wood rabbit. I'm a pacifist. I'm not trying to fight or get into all this drama mess that people get into down here. And we came into dualistic realm because at the helm is the opportunity of shadow, or that which is the unknown, which we can be very afraid of, or false evidence appearing real, or fear, or different trials, tribulations, challenges that cause us to evolve the self, evolve the content of character, evolve the choices. And so if it is an evolution-based thing that's happening, which all the sign symbols and clues point to that for me, teach their own, then why would I want to keep myself from that which would evolve me? I'm protected in this little bubble and nothing's evolving me. It's like, well, why'd you come down? Why'd you come down, you clown? You just wanted to be all fluffy and cherries and moon pies? Stay on the other side. Don't come down here. And I get it. Heather Feather has had a lot happen in the past 5 decades of my life, near 5 decades. And I'm all about filling up the giggles in my giggle basket. And to me, success has nothing to do with fame, nothing to do with money, nothing to do with accolades or certifications. It has to do with how many giggles I get in my giggle basket on the way to the grave. I'm trying to laugh. I'm trying to have fun. I am a clown, and I'm happy to laugh at myself and my ego and laugh at anything and everything from a dad joke to the darkest joke. I don't care. I'm just trying to laugh. Because there's lots to laugh at if you're willing to be less serious and get the cosmic joke. And so there's so much I haven't liked around the statement of protect your energy. And I also often have not done it. When I was, I completed my training in California with the shaman Charles Lightwalker, and was still studying his materials. And I started going to these 2 shamanic journey groups. There's a Women's Wisdom Circle in Austin that is an amazing group of entities that beautiful teachers I've learned a lot from in that group. And there's another Austin shamanic group, and I was going back and forth to both, just journeying all the time. Lightwalker calls me out of the blue, like a shaman does, and says, "Are you journeying a bunch?" Yes, teacher, of course, yes. Yes, I'm journeying the most. I'm going to every journey opportunity available to me here in Austin. He said, I highly recommend that you, I just received all of his life's material, which he's offered for me to create my college with, because he is an angel. And he said, I recommend you go through the material I've given you on shielding and you study it well. And then you go back to journeying. But I do not recommend you go to one more journey session without studying that material. Because he could see in his developed spiritual sight as an eagle, medicine man, shaman, elder, very attuned person, he could see that I was bringing in unwanted energies into my energetic field. There are many mansions, many multiverses potentially at the helm. And I was unwittingly, I was in a very severe depression, interestingly, at that particular period as well. I was struggling with severe depression. And so, of course, I listened to the wisdom of my teacher. His books are available on Amazon if you search Charles Lightwalker. He's awesome. Highly recommend always. And so even my own teacher that I trust and honor always, kiss the toes of your teachers. They're little saints. He was like, protect your energy, girl. A lot of shamans, I've worked with a lot of different shamans. I've been studying on the shamanic path. I don't know, about 7 years is when I officially stepped onto the path and took up the mantle of the path, but you're kind of born into it again, usually, if you're on this path. And I've had many of the shamans that I've studied with a lot of different shamans, and many of them do not make eye contact. Also, I've met friends that are on the spiritual path or on the journeyman's path, and they don't make eye contact with others. And it's one of the ways that they protect their energy because the eyes are the window of the soul. You can do an experiment that Heather offers in some of her classes where you go into a completely dark room, like a bathroom or a room where you can get it very, very dark. You take a votive candle and you put it between yourself and a mirror, or you put it between yourself and another person, and you stare either into your own eyeballs or the eyeballs of another. And try not to blink. And you might blink, but just quickly do it and get back to staring. And you will watch either your face, if you're looking in a mirror, or the face of another, if you're looking into someone else's eyes, morph and morph and morph and morph into all these different faces. And it's one of the exercise I give of the eyes are the window to the soul. Are we reincarnated? What are all these faces we're seeing when we look into the eyes being the window to the soul? Where does that come from? Is it other iterations, other incarnations? Are you multidimensional? Do you live in multiple lifetimes at once? There's lots of questions that can be raised beyond that practice. And I'm all about experience being a very powerful teacher and wanting to give others experiences with spiritual material so that you can become a knower. You can read the mechanistic physics of swimming, or you can go for a swim. And in my philosophy, going for a swim is a really quick way to learn about swimming and to comprehensively understand it because you're doing it. And so, nada here, no there. And they're always like, gets off in these little branches and spans out into a tree of conversation. You're welcome. And I have received from these different shamanic teachers, like, make eye contact. Don't let people enter your bridge. I personally, we're all choosing our own perspective. And I think that can be a powerful perspective if you think making eye contact with another gives them access to your soul. Then I would recommend you use that shielding method. Protect your energy. Make eye contact less with people that you don't want to receive their energy. I do notice when somebody is like needing a lot of attention from me, because they tend to be a person that ignores themselves a lot, which is usually the type of person that wants a lot of attention from everyone else. I tend to make less eye contact with them. And I think it's just because I don't want to cater to this false idea that they need attention outside of themselves, right? So I don't want to be like, yes, let me fulfill this false role for you that I'm your source of attention. So for me, it's about, with those individuals, kind of aligning them to the truth. I'm not watching the You Show. Please pay attention yourself. Teach their own. I don't do that because to me, it's like, everything I've studied about magic, everything I've studied about medicine, everything I've studied in the mystical teachings is about, there's a core teaching often in there of intent. What is your intention? And so I always say belief is 9/10 of the law. That's another way to say it. Belief is that 9/10 of the law of manifestation. What you believe you will perceive. What you intend is what you, as a conscious being that's influencing the web of the dream, Maya, hologram, illusion, life, whatever you want to call it, or school. It's what is influencing it. And so mind your mind, mind your intention. What are you intending? And so if I'm intending evolution and I'm being a real bully to the self, but really working to be a service-oriented, caring individual that volunteers all the time and helps others, I might miss the fact that I'm being a bully to the self and start drawing bullies to me. You know what I mean? Because the outer is the inner, and we might kind of miss where that mirror matches. If I ignore the self and overgive and be an empath and constantly care about how others feel, but I ignore myself and I'm not paying attention to how I feel, and if my cup is full, I might start drawing narcissists to me. Heather's had her share of dating narcissists. It's a buzzword in the modern age that's starting to cheese people off. And you can get mad at any words. It's a waste of time in my opinion, but you do you, boo-boo. But I find that you're going to draw a narcissist to you if you're ignoring the self, because they are paying 100% attention to themselves and think everyone should pay attention to themselves. So if you're in an extreme denial of self, they're a perfect mirror of your extreme imbalance. And you're a perfect mirror of their extreme imbalance with thinking of others. And right, so there's a reason why we sometimes draw in certain frequencies, certain energies, and it's not always, it's like, just because I used to question this, like, why I dated bullies for a period in my life. It's like, why do I keep dating these aggro men that are just bullies? They're just grouchy, like grumble. Dina, stop being a Debbie Downer. Like, let's have a lighthearted day. Let's try to get along today. Have fun. Let's clown around a little bit and stop being so freaking dramatic. You know, dating these grouchy fools for a while. Bless them. Make it easier. May they have more fun. I'm not here to, it's like we all have our own evolution work to do. And I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. But then I realized that I'm a real bully to myself. Like, I have a lot of pressure on Heather to perform in excellence and very high demands of how I perform. And so one of the ways that I protect my energy is I get gentler with myself. I cannot experience a life where I don't engage with bullies anymore. And that sounds like heaven, because I don't ever want to fight with another two-legged for the rest of my life. I find it immature, adolescent, dramatic, and annoying. And I feel like we're far too intelligent to constantly be fighting as often as humans are fighting in the modern age, or just at all, at any point. We've been doing wars forever. So it's like, I don't want to fight. And in order to do that, I have to stop fighting with the self. I have to stop making it difficult for me because I'm bored. I don't know. So I really work to be gentle with me so that I draw gentle beings as a match to that frequency. So you can protect yourself by being more loving and kind. If you feel that the outer environment is not loving and kind to you, how loving and kind are you being to yourself? Are you being loving and kind? Are you speaking loving words over you? Are you being gentle with you? That's one form of protection. Another form of protection is not giving power to others. In the movie Labyrinth, if you've ever seen it, love it so much, stop watching this and go watch that if you haven't seen it. It's amazing. One of my favorite scenes in that movie, a favorite scene from any movie, is when she goes, "You have no power over me." And all the walls crumble of his creation, of manipulation and kind of narcissistic behavior of it all being about him and what he wants and not about, you know what I mean? And so all of that world that gets built literally falls apart when she recognizes, I don't have to give my power to you by letting you create the movie for me. So if you're in a toxic relationship, if you're in a relationship and you're constantly giving to somebody that's draining your battery, it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say lose my number and be blessed in whatever direction you go. We don't have to curse. We don't have to judge. We don't have to, criticize, because we're all doing evolution work, but we can create a boundary and protect our energy. If I'm building a garden and you keep coming and ripping all the plants out, it's not conducive to what I'm creating. And some people are in a very chaotic energy. And as a medicine person that's constantly worked to develop antidote for self and others, I do, throughout the river of my life, draw people that are in a toxic state that are wanting antidote. Some of them want the antidote and they want to learn how to apply it. Those are the entities I'm eager to work with. But many do not. They take your antidote and they pour it on the ground and they keep creating chaos and keep being like, I have a problem. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not a complaint department. I'm not a wastebasket. So I'm not here for you to throw your problems, your depression, your whatever into. I'm sorry, I have empathy for your suffering. And no, thank you, I gave it the office. So Heather's been learning in this year that it's okay for me to protect my energy and set boundaries. I don't want to, because I feel like I belong to the world and the world belongs to me as a service-themed soul. And there's no label that I don't want to serve or care for or help. In order for me to do that, since not all 8.2 billion people want to receive help and want to heal, I need to be mindful of my own sacred space, my home, and how much I share it, my own mind, my thoughts, my words, and who I pour those upon, and what I'm willing to receive, and being willing to set a boundary. You can also always shield the self in white light. if you feel an onslaught of that which doesn't serve. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube, like and comment there. I always love your thoughts. I'm one.